Yo guys, MartydudeVR, and you probably just got a Foottroller, and you probably want to know how to set it up, how to use it, and I got you. So we're gonna go walk through all these steps on how to set it up, how to get it working, some of the Keybind stuff, and basically we're gonna go through everything you need to know about the Foottroller. So shout out Tony from JPTI for sending it through, and he also will be in the comments to answer questions because it can be a little confusing for new people, and I understand that, he understands that. We understand that, and you guys are probably gonna understand that once you get it. And all right, first up, first we gotta get the software set up, and make sure you went ahead and got your Foottroller box out of the package you got your Foottroller in. But this is the Foottroller website, and this does have a lot of information on it on how to set up for standalone. Today we're gonna focus on Steam VR. So for Steam VR instructions, there is PDF, which is right here, really helpful. And there is the download Foottroller Hub and Steam VR driver. Then there's also a list of pre-configured Steam VR games. So we're gonna go to the second link right here, download Foottroller Hub and Steam VR driver. And it's gonna take you to a GitHub link. And so on the GitHub link, you're gonna click this topmost Foottroller win software.zip, and you're gonna download it. So once you download it, already downloaded mine, so I'm just gonna open it right here. Down here. Boom. Check that now. So I already have it, and this is a zip file. So let's extract it. Extract it right there. Next, you're gonna click it open and go in here. So you have the Foottroller Hub, and then you have the Foottroller driver. So the Foottroller by itself is the driver, and I will show you exactly where to put that. And the Foottroller Hub can go really anywhere you want to put it. So you're gonna put it on your desktop, on documents, anywhere you just need to be able to open it. So we're gonna go ahead and set the driver up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click, copy this Foottroller file, and you're gonna go to Windows, go to Program Files x86, gonna go to Steam, then you're gonna go to Steam Apps, then Common, and then you're gonna go to Steam VR, then Drivers, and then you're gonna basically copy and paste this in here. And so another thing about the Foottroller folder for the driver is once you open it, it has a lot of stuff in here. So you can also put your Foottroller Hub in here, like I did, but it's totally up to you. Like I said earlier, gonna go to resources, input, and this is where all the JSON files are gonna be for keybinds. Now we're gonna revisit this a little bit later, but I just want to kind of give you guys a mental note, and I will put the links and stuff in the description below, so we know where to exactly go to get to the driver stuff. And now we're back to the main file we extracted earlier. You're gonna have a Foottroller Hub here. So now what you gotta do is you gotta plug in this box. So once you plug this box in, you're gonna see lights come on, and we're gonna have to go through another step. So once you plug it in, you're gonna need a micro USB. It does not take USB-C or anything like that. So kind of, archaic, but it is what it is. I'm gonna plug mine in right here so you guys can see real quick. I'm plugging mine in. And so it has 3 buttons on it, right? And so these 3 buttons are gonna allow you to do different things. So right now, we're not gonna worry about pressing any buttons. We're just gonna get back to basically setting this up. And so another step you gotta do to set this up, you have to connect it to the Bluetooth. So we're gonna open up Bluetooth. And you basically can see mine right here. It says VR Foottroller. Basically, if you don't see that, go to Bluetooth, and you'll see all the devices pop up that you need to connect, and it should pop up there once it is turned on and stuff like that. And now we're back to the Foottroller Hub software. Now that you got to connect to the Bluetooth, it's connected to the PC. Now it'll actually work. So now we can actually start this up, and then the Foottroller Hub is going to pop up. If your Foottroller is not connected to your PC through USB, micro USB, this will not work. So make sure it's connected and all that good stuff. And so in here, you can adjust initial speed, which helps kind of for sensitivity and stuff like that. And then you can also test the buttons out once we get everything connected, which we haven't done yet. All right, guys, now it's time to actually set up the Foottroller so we can test it and stuff like that. So basically what you want to do is get your power bank. Got to have a power bank. This does not have onboard power. You're going to connect it basically through USB-C. And you can get any of the cords they recommend on the site. I think there are some recommended on the site, or you can just grab a random, just two-sided USB-C cable. So I chose my Rode mic cable, and you're gonna want to get the leg strap. So basically, what you're gonna do is, and put that down right there. You're basically gonna put this inside of here, and this is gonna hold your thing like that. And then you basically strap this to your leg. So to connect it, what I did personally for these shoes, these are Notorious list, basically gym shoes. You plug it in right here, right there, boom. And now it's basically powered. So now you can just, I do like that. Then I put the shoes on, and I'll show you guys a little bit closer later on when we actually like fully put these on. And as you can see, it is the same for both shoes. Both shoes are fully connected. Pretty easy to get them set up. There really shouldn't be much problems here. All you gotta do is make sure that everything is right. Now, some I did do for mine, I added a little piece of foam at the bottom to make it a little easier to press the right foot. Not needed, but it might help some of you guys. All right, let's get back to software. All right, guys, we are back. We're in VR now. You don't have to be in VR now for this part, but you do need to change some of the Steam VR settings. So you will need to probably turn your VR headset on. So go to Steam VR settings. So if you don't know where that is, click the side, go to settings right here, and then go to startup/shutdown. You should see this either way, even if you have advanced settings hidden or shown. Go to manage add-ons. You're going to find Foottroller in the menu and make sure that is on. Turn it on. If it's off, turn it on and then restart Steam VR, and then you should be good. And real quick, guys, just to show you guys how this works. So there's multiple buttons on the Foottroller box here, and the bottommost button is dev mode. So dev mode is how you make sure all your inputs and stuff is working. And I will say this also, if this is flashing, that means that one of these is not powered correctly. Because once both of these are powered correctly, this will stop flashing and you will see these connected to the box. So there's obviously a few modes on the box, went over in the review. So the first mode is the gesture movement mode. Second mode is to do the run in place or walk in place. Third mode is dev. And then if you hold, I think it's a combination of these to get to the pedal mode, but it's on the website for sure. All right, coming back to this screen. So once you get everything set up, you should be able to press this and you should see the numbers move. So let me make sure that this is highlighted. There we go. So you should be able to press this and then stuff should move. If you are pressing things or you already have them on and things aren't moving, that means something is wrong. You need to fix it. Remember now, this does have that inertia sensor in the middle. The inertia sensor is important. So obviously you got to tilt your foot and all that stuff. So this means that the Foottroller is working. And I will show you guys another way to test that out. That's honestly probably the better way than using the hub. So go to set up USB game controllers or just type in USB game controllers. Boom. This is going to pop up. And once this pops up, go to properties. Now properties is on. If I grab my Foottroller and I press a button, something happens. So once that happens, that means things are good. Now you can use this to test out that everything is as sensitive as you want it, because as you move, this little thing will move either to the left, right, or back and forth, all that stuff, right? And so press this in and I can press the buttons and they come up. And if I had both of them on, I could lean my foot and it will actually move and stuff like that. So I just gave you two ways to test that this works, and that is in dev mode. Remember, dev mode has to be on, else you will not get all the inputs and information. All right, guys, this is probably the most frustrating part of this, which is keybinds. Now, a lot of you guys can skip this if you're okay with the pre-configured list of keybinds. You're basically good to basically hop into the Foottroller and kind of play at this point. But for some of you, you're gonna want your own keybinds for different games that you play. And quick, also aside, if you're doing a UE VR game, haven't figured it out yet. Tony's working on it, so I have no answer for you for that. But if it's a Steam VR game, I got you. I will get you started at least. I can't do the whole keybind for you because honestly, I had to use AI just because it's a little confusing to me. But I'll show you how to get there. First, you're gonna need to kind of figure out what game you want to do. So we're gonna do Contractors VR because that's the one I got AI to do. So you're gonna go to Steam VR settings, go to controllers, go to manage controller keybinds. You're gonna go to here, go to edit this keybind. This menu is gonna pop up. Go to save personal keybind. So when it saves, this is gonna save in a folder that we have not talked about yet. And this is the documents folder for Steam VR inputs. They're gonna go to documents, Steam VR, input. This file should be there, and that folder should be there. So when it saves, it's going to save as the app ID of the game. So if you want to find the app ID of the game you want to save, go to the game, the game on Steam, go to the settings, go to properties, and this is little menu is going to pop up. Now go to updates, and then go to basically app ID down here. You're going to type this number into your documents folder search to get it. So I think it was 963. 963. And it basically saves as that. So it's gonna be steam.app dot whatever number for the app ID, Oculus _touch, or if you're on anything else, it should pop up with something else. But if you're on Quest, it's probably gonna be Oculus touch.json. So you can open this up in VS Code, Notepad, whatever. And this is basically how it's gonna look. And essentially you gotta change some of these inputs out in the Foottroller driver folder. So basically what you're gonna do is you got all the stuff you needed, you got your keybind save. You're gonna go back to the Foottroller folder in Steam VR driver, right? So you go back to this folder and you basically have to create a file for Contractors VR. So we have it should be steam.app. Steam app ID underscore Foottroller underscore name of the game .json, right? And so if we open this somehow, I don't know how AI did it, but it basically made me a keybind. But the main thing you have to replace is going to be the joystick. The joystick usually has to get swapped out with the Foottroller thing, and that is on Tony's website, so you guys can follow that for whatever game. But it's going to be different for every game, but usually the files are going to have kind of the same format. If you're a person who kind of knows how to get around JSON, go through this driver folder, go to the different JSON files, and kind of look at the structure and see if you can emulate it and make your own key bindings. And I will have a section in my Discord for people who want to share their key binds and stuff like that. Definitely come to Discord because I will be able to help you there, and other people probably will help you there who also buy the Foottroller. So yeah, guys, that is basically the keybind part of that. I am very hands off on that part. To me, it's kind of a little overcomplicated, but yeah, we're moving on to how to actually move in game, and the stuff some of you guys probably clicked on the video for. All right, guys, we are in Contractors. You all seeing my legs. Yes. So we are in mode 1. This is the gesture mode, and I'll make sure I time set this video if you want to skip around. So first things first, make sure, disable Steam input. Like I said earlier, everything should work. Now for first gesture mode, now personally, I set a little part sometime, foot forward, and then lean up, and then you should go, right? And then you can use your thumb stick to turn all that stuff. But it's really simple, guys. Put all buttons pressed to stop. If you want to go backwards, I personally recommend doing one of two things. You can just lean your foot up, or you can put your foot forward and then put it back, which kind of does help a little bit more because you got to have that inertia sensor kind of going up to get the right movement speed. So lean forward, right foot, then boom, back. And if you want to get more, do it like that. All right. So, and then just stop all movement to basically stop the movement. And if you want to go left, you can put that left foot forward. Oh, my fault. And if you want to go right, you put the left foot forward and tilt it up, and you go right. Same thing. Want to go backwards, put that left foot back. Now, mind you, you do have to have that right foot on the ground, not moving. So hypothetically, let's say this. Let's say that I put my front foot, right foot forward, and then I want to do a side movement. You can't do that, right? So you kind of have to maneuver into different movements, right? So if you're moving forward, that left foot has to be on the ground. Has to be on the ground. There's really nothing you can do about that, just kind of how it's set up, right? Stop, move to the side. You gotta tilt that foot back. And basically how far you tilt your foot back is how fast it goes. If you have foot flexion issues like I do in my left foot, then it's better to put that foot forward and then lean it back. Or do it like that, boom. You can get really fast with this, I will say that. And it kind of feels like Dance Dance Revolution after a while, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that basically is mode 1 for the gestures. So real simple, guys. Does take a little bit of a learning curve. Really fun to play in game. If you want to see me kind of doing it in game, then go to my review for the Foottroller. All right, guys, this is the second mode. So you do have to press the middle button on the actual control box to change to the other mode. So this mode, you can still do the go forward, which does help when you get tired. You know, you stop, you still can go backwards, all that stuff. You still can go left, you know, left, right, and all that stuff also. But the cool thing about this one is that you start the movement and then you can run. And it actually does speed up the more you go. So as you run, it actually goes and you get your workout in, and then boom, you start it again. And then you can also go slow too, guys. You don't have to go fast. You can go slow if you want to do it like a longer session. It just kind of gets your blood pumping and all that stuff. So this will be kind of different in different games. Some games you will have to press the thumbstick in to sprint because this doesn't have that functionality yet. And every game is different. Now, Contractors has auto sprint. So basically, whenever I go, it's basically damn near full speed. So faster I go, ooh, and then boom, right? And so that's basically the main modes a lot of you guys can be using. Tony does have the pedal mode on his site. And basically, I'll let you guys see that. There is still dev mode. That's basically it, guys. This is really fun, really cool to use. That's basically all I can teach you as of right now after having this for a few weeks. If you guys got questions and all that stuff in the comments, definitely let me know. People of MartydudeVR, and remember, just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.